The Masters of Wisdom speak on precipitation. The Bridge to Freedom Journal, June 1954. Lord Mahachohan. The activity of the ray of light is precipitation. Therefore, the power of precipitation, which is so much desired by mankind, is actually not only embodied in their creation, but the activity of their sustained presence in the universe. Each self-conscious intelligence is precipitated out from the central source of God's heart, and the flowing stream of electrons which constitutes the life stream is a precipitation of energy which never ceases while individualization and self-conscious intelligence functions in any sphere of manifestation. Ascended Master El Morya. What mankind should desire is not the use of the precipitating power, but the control of the precipitating power, which is already, unfortunately sometimes, in their use and under the direction of their oft-misguided free will. How many bewildered souls precipitate an argument, a crisis, even a war? Man must become still enough to realize what he should precipitate, and then learn how to use his marvelous faculties of thought and feeling to govern not only the quality, but the form of his precipitation. Then he becomes master of energy, setting up causes whose precipitated effects in his world and affairs will be pleasing, harmonious, and of general benefit to life. Ascended Master Paul, the Venetian Master. The emotional body is the receiver of the greater part of the energies flowing through the silver cord into the use of the individual. These energies are for the express purpose of giving life to beautifully designed and perfected thought forms created by the mental body at the direction of the self-conscious intelligence. When the energies of the feeling world joyously rush into a perfected thought form, the matrix or cup is energized, given life, and begins its final journey on the precipitating ray into the world of form. You will notice that when the feelings show little or no interest in a plan, design, idea, or vision, it seldom comes to fruition. It is among the stillborn thought patterns, and eventually returns to the universal, unclaimed, and uncompleted. The individual desiring to experiment with conscious, controlled precipitation must learn to energize his thought form with his feelings of love, enthusiasm, devotion, and purity of motive, purpose, and design if he wishes to have full manifestation quickly. Ascended Master Kuthumi. The mental body of every life stream was designed for the express purpose of seizing the ideas born out of the mind and heart of God and molding them into pleasing, beautiful, and practical forms, which could then be energized by the feelings and manifest on the screen of life. While the mental body is allowed to create vague, half-formed outlines and to satisfy itself in contemplation of previously formed thought forms created more or less imperfectly by others, it is not performing its proper function to the individual. The development of the power of visualization, of cutting out of universal light the pattern, form, and design the individual desires to have manifest in his world, is the first step toward control of the precipitating power, which, ungoverned, energizes any forms, good or evil, and by its very nature forces them into the experience of the self. Ascended Master Serapis Bey. At Luxor, we impress the Chela with the truth that within the light that flows into his heart is anything and everything he can require for external comfort, as well as for internal redemption and illumination. Each electron, which makes up the rapid-flowing stream of precipitated life, contains within itself the intelligence, all the magnetic power required to sustain the body's life and the soul's nourishment as well. As the Chela is encouraged to contemplate the power within the electron and to draw forth that power through love and concentration, he learns to weave the primal essence of life into form. It is comparatively easy to raise the chalice of the mental body to the divine intelligence and receive the inspiration in the form of beautiful ideas, visions, and God desires. In the mental body, these ideas are developed, refined, molded, amplified, just as a sculptor working with marble takes the abstract model and carves it into the stone. The Chela is then encouraged to draw forth the flame of love from his heart and energize the pattern and form, feeding it rhythmically with a pressure of energy until the thought pattern is filled with life. Then it is natural for the energized form to pass through the etheric realm and, gathering the substance of this realm about it, externalize it in the physical world as a manifestation of conscious, controlled precipitation. Ascended Master Hilarion. The magnetic center in each of the inner bodies, as well as the physical body of the individual, draws the universal light substance of that sphere and realm instantly when the process of conscious creation engages the energies of any intelligence, human or divine. Thus, from the mental atoms that make up the realm of divine thought, the mental body of the individual draws the material to make the cup into which he will pour his life. If he does this consciously, he knows beforehand what the effect or manifestation will be. If, however, he allows his mental body to accept discordant or imperfect forms, and like a scavenger, draw the refuge from the mental effluvia of the masses into his own creative center, and then energizes those thoughts of fear, depression, and discontent in his feelings, his precipitation will be no less proof of the law, but considerably more uncomfortable to live with. Man is using always the power of precipitation. It is the nature of his being. It is to become master of this power rather than victim of its misuse that we come with instruction to those who choose to listen, and then experiment according to our instructions with the control of those centers of thought and feeling which are his alone. Ascended Master Jesus. The world of form is filled with the precipitated thoughts and feelings of mankind, generated by the ungoverned use of the creative faculties of thought and feeling. One who comes to assist the masses must not only dissipate these externalized pictures which plague their creators, but must also show each individual how to go back into the world of cause and stop drawing universal light into forms of limitation, privation, disease, and death. The individual desiring to rise above the effects of these unpleasant manifestations must realize he must clear his mental house of the pictures already there, refuse to allow more of such pictures to register there, and then consciously create out of pure light pictures and forms of beauty, harmony, and perfection. When his mental house is in order, he may energize consciously the picture of his own divine image and the many beautiful expressions of the kingdom of heaven which he would like to externalize for his own happiness as well as that of the race. Ascended Master Saint Germain. Besides the humankind of earth who are trained in the use of controlled thought and feeling, many angelic beings, devas, cosmic beings, and members of the ascended host are constantly receiving the divine ideas from the mind and heart of God. These pure intelligences mold the abstract ideas into beautiful forms, energize them with their own love, and send them on their way through the 7 spheres with the hope that the consciousness of some members of the human race might be sensitive enough to pick up the already perfected blessing and externalize that blessing through the investment of his physical energies, time, and dedication of thought and feeling. It was thus that I was enabled to direct into Fulton's consciousness the designs for the steamboat, and it is thus that many of the inventors and scientists are enabled. I cannot overemphasize at this time that the 7th realm, which is closest to the world of form, is literally bursting with the patterns and designs lowered by these beloved brothers and sisters and awaiting the claiming by some interested in furthering the cause of mankind. Decree. By the power of the great central sun, I invoke through my consciousness now whatever ideas, patterns, forms, designs, the wisdom of the law sees my life energies can externalize. So be it.
Erscheinest du, o lieblichster der Sterne, dein sanftes Licht entsendest du der Ferne, die nächt'ge Dämmerung teilt dein lieber Strahl und Freude